What's going on, guys? I'm here. It's 1 a.m. Monday morning, and I've been sick, so I haven't been around much. Been following the news as always. Been following my favorite podcasters, Tim Pool and the others. I like the Liberal Hive Mind. I've been following all that, and I've been trying to keep up with what's going on with the U.S. election and the Trump saga. And it's very, very disturbing what's going on. And we got the same problem here in Canada, the media. And it just blows my mind, and I hope you guys can hear me with this microphone. I don't want to get it right in front of my face. It just blows my mind how irresponsible, how much of a game the media is playing. Because if you go out and you look around and you get the other side of things and you get the other perspective, and I get that. I mean, it doesn't mean that people who think like me are right, but we obviously believe we're right, and we believe we're right because we're not like other people in the sense that we dig in deep. We look into this stuff really, really deep with what's going on. And when you've got the mainstream media out there telling people that there is no evidence of fraud, and then they keep changing. If you haven't noticed, it was first there was no evidence, then it was no evidence of widespread fraud. The media just keeps playing this game, and that's why I title this one, Maybe It's Time to Shoot the Messenger. Now, I don't mean that literally. I don't mean it's time to go out and be violent towards these people or whatever. But clearly, the mainstream media is playing a game, and it's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. When you think about it, the level of brainwashing that has gone on, and the media, and it kills me that people think the media is not capable of this. The media is very capable of this. And in fact, they're doing it. They understand their power, they understand their voice, and they understand that they have this credibility with their audience. And sadly, that credibility is on a thin line right now, especially with outlets like CNN and MSNBC and some of their hosts. And I don't know if it was Fox News who started it, because Fox News originally had their very opinionated, people, but it was all for ratings. And at one time, it was all about ratings, but it's not anymore. And it's really sad. And it's sad. I'm going to tell you why it's dangerous. What the media is doing, and big tech, unfortunately, by hiding this information, by stymieing it, they're creating this culture of distrust. They're not reporting the facts. They're not reporting the news. They're going out of their way to deny any of this because they want Joe Biden so badly to win and to be the president. And they are so singularly focused on that they cannot give Donald Trump any due. The guy is still president of the United States, and they have not shown him 1 ounce of respect in 4 years. And the problem is, it's the viewers, it's the people that watch those channels. And I can tell you right now, just the feedback that I get from some of the people in my life, it's created division. It's created division amongst families. It's created division amongst friends. I know I've lost friends. I know, I've had conflict with family members. I know my friend today just told me her father had made a comment to her. I'm not going to say who, but that people like her, because she supports Trump, should be shot. Like, what the fuck? What is going on when people are saying these things to their own family members? And the one that kills me is they think we're brainwashed. We're the ones who are brainwashed. These are the left CNN viewers, that sit there. This is the older generation, even, because the older generation has just learned to trust the news. And it's sad. It's really sad. But I want to give you guys a point to make. If somebody tells you that you're the one who's brainwashed, I want you to put this to them and consider this. The mainstream media controls the narrative, and that's who they're watching. How are we brainwashed when we have to go and look for the information because we can't get it from the mainstream? We have to go in and actually look for ourselves. Now, when I say election fraud, I absolutely believe that Donald Trump was screwed over in this election. It's based on not what people are telling me. It's not based on hearsay. It's based on the fact that on election night, I literally sat there and watched. I got on my computer. I got on my TV. I was watching Louder with Crowder. I was watching him do the coverage live. I was watching Fox News and CNN. All of them do that coverage live. I saw it with my own two eyes when they stopped counting. And I remember thinking Trump was up about 60% because I was telling friends at that moment, I'm like, hey, Trump only needs, he's got 3 out of 4 states. And I believe right now he only needs 2 to win this thing. And he was up in 3 of those states. The next day, suddenly Biden took all of those states, all of them. Okay. But we saw that coming. We saw this coming because the left basically, if you just want to open your eyes, ignore the media and see it for yourself, they were planting seeds in your head right from the beginning. They were talking about mail-in voting. They went and they changed the laws and the rules last minute to accommodate all of this. And you're going to tell me that there are people out there that literally just sit there and go, well, yeah, that makes sense. Like, and this is the problem. What they did was unconstitutional. What they did was illegal. And it opened the door for all of this fraud. And when they say there's no evidence, there's hardcore video, they're lying. There's hardcore video. I'm going to tell you the situation in Detroit at that the KeyBank Stadium there. What they didn't realize was the stadium had security cameras, okay? And what they did was they got a hold of that footage. And what they saw was they saw a blonde woman with braids, and you can go out and watch this video. I've seen it. At 8 a.m, she goes into that room and she brings in these boxes, whatever you want to call them, suitcases, whatever. It did look to me like some kind of totes. She set up that table. She put the boxes under that table. They got proof of it. At 8 a.m, she did this. And then on the night of the election, when they're counting, that same woman walks in the room. This is all on video. And I saw it, and you can too. I'm not going to put it on my channel because I'm new and I don't want to I still don't understand copyright and what I'm allowed to show or share from other pages right now. I'll figure it all out. But she walks in the room. She announces, we've stopped the count. Everybody go home. And you see everyone leave that room but 4 people. Once that room is cleaned out, I can tell you what happened because also what I saw on election night. And I can tell you what happened. That same woman comes in, tells everyone to leave. They all leave, the 4 states. She goes over to that table, pulls out these boxes, and they start counting the ballots. Now, how on earth are you going to say that this is legit and on the up and up? They cleared out the room. They told everyone we are done counting. And then they proceeded to count these ballots that came from under a table that were placed there at 8 a.m. that morning by the same woman. It's all caught on tape, and you're an idiot if you believe the media at this point. But that's the problem, and that's what this is about. The media is playing a dangerous game because what is going to happen, and this is what I'm concerned about, what is really going to happen is because the media has done this, because they have denied, and all these late night talk show hosts, these millionaires, these guys make between $14 and $16 million to do these shows, and you think they're on your side? Come on, man. You think that these guys are really out there protecting us? No, they're not. These guys don't pump their own gas. These guys don't pay their own bills. They're out there giving monologue. And I don't know what happened. I'm a comedian, man, and it's crap. It's gone completely downhill. It all started with Jon Stewart, who did a phenomenal job at the time. And then all these hacks came up behind him and tried to be him, and they've completely destroyed it. And it's sad because these guys are brainwashed. They're brainwashed into not seeing what's right in front of them. They're not seeing the evidence unfold right in front of them. And the sad part is what the media is not reporting, and this is why it's dangerous. Donald Trump has a legitimate legal claim. This is what they are not reporting on. Donald Trump is not doing anything illegal. Donald Trump is not being a suck. Donald Trump is using the checks and balances that were put in by the American forefathers for these elections. They foresaw shit like this happening. They foresaw all of this Donald Trump does not have to concede, which is bullshit. We know the left never conceded. For 4 years, they would not give the man a break. They wouldn't report on any accomplishments he made. They wouldn't talk about any of that. But here we are now, and they want him to shut up. Orange man's a big suck. You know, they paint this image of the guy, he's wearing a diaper. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. Donald Trump, if he pulls this off, is the greatest American that's ever lived. And that's coming from a Canadian, the great Canadian asshole. I'm saying it right now. Donald Trump is the greatest American that ever lived, because there's nothing more American than what he's going through right now. He's the bad guy. He's up against the ropes. The media's against him. Big tech's against him. Well, never mind the Democrats. Everybody's against him. China's against him. Everybody's against this guy, and he's still in there fighting. What is more American than that? Man, we should all be learning a lesson from this. He's not quitting, and he's not cheating. That's the part that kills me. These leftist media hacks and these celebrities over here running their mouths are the fakest of fake people out there. And they're telling you that Donald Trump is something. He's the only guy fighting for you. That's the sick part. He is literally the only guy trying to protect you, and you hate him for it because you've been told to hate him. And how are we brainwashed? How are we the ones who are brainwashed when it's the left that literally has control? They're the ones who have our attention. They're the ones who are out in front talking to us. They're the ones who are literally able to say anything to us, and we trust them. Because, see, most people don't follow like guys like me. Most people don't read articles. Most people don't sit here and watch video. I remember on election night, I remember watching the videos of the lawyer filming the guy unloading boxes out of a van after they stopped the count, and she followed him in, filmed this guy walk right past 2 security guards into the back room. She then proceeded to film, and if you haven't seen this video yet, you got to wonder why, because you're still watching mainstream media. The video of them putting up Bristol board and covering what they were doing in the back room. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a farce. This is a farce. And believe it or not, just because you don't like it, just because the mainstream media has conditioned you to hate this guy, Donald Trump, just because you think a certain way, sorry about your luck, but Donald Trump is doing what he's entitled to do. And that is investigate. He's entitled to challenge all of this. And he has every right to. And if you were cheated the way he's been cheated, you would want the same rights. So it's time to shoot the messenger. Again, I don't mean literally. I don't mean violently. But I am saying it's time to tune him out. It's time to wise up and smarten up to what's going on out here. It's time for us all to wake up and realize what is really happening. I saw this excellent video today. And yeah, it's a little bit hyperbole, but you know, they talk about the Jews and Nazi Germany. And in the beginning, right, it was, the Germans went in and they destroyed all the Jewish businesses. They smashed all the windows. And it was called the Night of Glass in Germany. And the Jews just went, okay, no problem. Then the Jews said, you got to start wearing the Star of David so we can identify you. And the Jews reasoned it out and said, well, we're proud of, why shouldn't we? We're proud of it. We love God. We're proud of being Jewish. We'll wear it with pride. See, this is the lesson here of this story. They didn't believe what ended up happening to them was going to happen to them. The media wasn't telling them that because Hitler controlled the media. And Hitler was the good guy. This is what people don't understand about that part in history. In 1939, Time magazine wrote Adolf Hitler as Man of the Year. The guy came in, he solved all the problems for the German people. He brought them back. He brought the economy back. But what he was doing was secretly blaming the Jews for it all. He was secretly putting it all together. And still the German people sat there naive to what was going on. Even when the ovens were turned on, and I hate to get descriptive like this and talk about this, but it is history and it really did happen. And the smoke was coming out of those towers and they were smelling it. The German people still sat by and went, it's nothing. It's nothing to worry about. But the smart ones, they caught on. See, the smart ones were out there telling people, they're putting people in those ovens. No, that could never happen. And that's what's going on right now. We are literally losing our freedoms and rights. It's all planned out. It's all been done. And the worst part is it's right in front of you. It's past the point of conspiracy into stupidity. If you at this point still think it is a conspiracy, if you still believe that this virus is actually a pandemic, now again, when I say that, this is where people go. They all they focus on is people have died. You're an idiot. This is the virus. Yes, the virus is real. Nobody's saying it's not. And yes, people are getting sick and people die. What we're saying is they're lying about the numbers. And you know how you can tell? Because look around you. What the media reports and what you see with your eyes don't match up. If there's a pandemic, you would think, you would know at least a dozen people who are dead. Okay? I don't know anyone. I only know 3 or 4 people who've actually caught the damn thing. So you tell me what's going on. Where are the ambulances going up and down the street, pulling dead bodies out of buildings? Where are the news stories about Joe the plumber, sadly telling the story about how he found his mother after 3 days of her not answering the phone? He finally went over to check on her and COVID got her. That's what a pandemic is, not this nonsense. And they talk about the hospitals being overflowing. They're not. They weren't in phase 1 and they're not in phase 2. Just go look. Go look. Don't take my word for it. Get off your ass and go look. Tell people, stop reading, stop listening. Take New York Times, rip it up and throw it away. Take CNN. They're up for sale because they're so bad. Their ratings are so low. People are tuning them out. But you want to know how we know we're winning? Because 74 million plus million. That's just the amount that voted for Donald Trump. 74 million. Let that sink in. 74 million voted. And the left acts like that was nothing. Like that didn't happen. The left acts like we don't need to respect those people. We don't need to respect those votes. That's what kills me about all this. The Democrats, who the fuck are you? 74 million people uncontested. And that's the side that wants the investigation. The other side, you know, the side that pulled off a miracle, and like literally 80-something million votes, beat Obama's record. More black people voted for racist Joe Biden. Man, the guy literally said the N-word twice as a sitting politician. That's out there. That video's out there. This is the same guy that's made blatantly racist comments throughout the years, through 40 years. This is a guy who's a 40-year politician and hasn't fixed a damn thing. But we're supposed to sit here and go, the 74 million votes don't matter. They fucking matter. Of course they matter. Those 74 million people have just as much right, and they're just as important as everybody else. And they have a right for their man, the guy they chose, who they believe should be president. They have the right to have those votes investigated. And I hate to break it to you. It's not going to be a coup like they're trying to build it up. They want you to think that somehow Donald Trump is pulling a fast one, that he's a dictator now, and that's the danger. Because when and if he pulls this off, and if there's anyone on the planet that could pull this off, it's him. And when he does, the left are going to lose it. They're going to lose it because the left are they're literally emotional people. They're emotionally thinking people. That's why all the violence is coming from the left. That's why all the rioting and looting is coming from the left. The media is full of shit when they say it's coming from the right. They take these groups, because these groups like the Proud Boys, who just happen to be guys, manly men, everything the left hates. You know, they're just regular guys who drink beer and work, blue collar guys, and they like to fight. You know, it's everything the left despises. But they want you to believe they're white supremacists, that they're a hate group. No, sorry, they're lying to you about that. The Proud Boys make up everybody. They have gay members. They have black. In fact, the leader is black. In fact, I saw one statistic, 60% of them are Latinos. But that's your white supremacist group, according to CNN. Don Lemon over there talking about, man, that guy needs to shut the fuck up. Seriously. These guys are literally clueless. How many times have we seen Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo backtrack on what they said a couple weeks earlier? They get out there and they think they're funny and they make their jokes. You know, they literally did a 180 on New York City where they talked about, you know, oh, New York City, it's still peaceful. Everyone loves it there. We had people coming up to us. It was a party. Lots of love in New York. And then 2 weeks later, we need to stop. The polls are showing. What do you mean, Don Lemon? The polls are showing? We all saw it way before. Maybe that's why your ratings are down. Maybe that's why everyone's tuning out. 74 million people. 74 million plus. That doesn't include the people that didn't vote. That doesn't include the people like up here in Canada, the people in Europe and other countries that support Donald Trump. We know what's going on. You're the last to figure it out. And by the time you figure it out, hopefully it's not too late. Because if they get away with what they're doing in 10 years, it's going to be on you. It's going to be your fault because you were naive, you were stupid, and you were the one that attacked anyone who tried to warn you. You were the one who shot him down or pretended that it was too much for you to deal with. You didn't want to deal with it. It might be too late, but I'll tell you this. Get out of the way of those who are trying to stop it. Get the fuck out of the way. If you don't want to get involved, if you don't want to partake, stay back. Stay back. Let the law deal with it. Let the legal system deal with this election. All right? Donald Trump is still probably going to get screwed. Because, I mean, the Democrats are playing dirty. Like, there is just, to me, it's just it's the most narcissistic thing I've ever seen. And I've known narcissists. I've been the victim of narcissists. I have a little bit of narcissism in me myself. That's why I recognize it. But I know how to control it. That's why I'm constantly warning people about it. That's why I'm out there telling people, be on the lookout. Be alert for this. These are traits, man. This is what these people do. Nothing but straight up truth from me. I'm Greg Benito, the Great Canadian Asshole. Please, if you like what I had to say, like and subscribe. Share this video. I'm trying to grow my audience. And I'm just going to keep pumping out videos on different things that come up, controversial topics. But we got to stop being afraid. And we got to start tuning out the media. Because right now, that's the biggest problem we got, is the lies, and not just the lies, the withholding of information. Anyway, I'm going to cut this one short. Thanks, guys, for listening. I did see a couple comments. I'm having a hard time. Somebody had asked me a couple questions on my last video, but then when I went in to find it, I saw it in my notifications, but when I went to actually find the question, it was gone. So I apologize. I can't answer you. But please feel free to message me or comment on this video, and I will do my best. Anyway, guys, peace.